Hey friends, today we're going to talk about this painting, which is my response to the war in Ukraine right now. And as I process my own feelings about what's going on, let's take a look. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Nicholas, and I wanted just to talk to you about this painting and why I made it. I have been feeling pretty strongly about what's happening in Ukraine right now in the war, to so many people who have been either hurt, killed, or displaced from their homes. While I typically paint fantasy paintings and of other worlds, I felt really strongly about what's happening right now, and so I felt like I needed to make something. So I have a Ukrainian man holding the burning glow of Ukraine, and there's hope amid the strife and the heartache of what's going on there. This guy still has hope, but he's feeling the grief. Now, typically I don't make pieces like this. This is something special because I've been really affected by the war that's happening in Ukraine. My heart just goes out to this people, and I just felt like I needed to do something for myself and kind of work through the pain that I'm feeling, the empathy that I have for the people that have been affected by this. And as an artist, I think that it's important that we recognize that in ourselves, right? That we recognize we are artists, we feel things strongly, and we need to sometimes respond to what's happening around us. Even though I typically create paintings that are fantastical adventures far away, I thought that it was important to respond here and now. You may be watching this video, but we're in the middle of the war in Ukraine, where Russia has invaded Ukraine and millions of people have been displaced from their homes, many hurt and killed, and the world is in the process of responding to what's going on over there. So I went ahead and created this painting and decided that I wanted to express my own heart for what's going on this way. So this is my way of processing through the grief that I have with the war that's happening on the other side of the world. You know, it's been pretty heavy to make this piece. I'm reminded a couple of things that I'm terribly fortunate to live where I do and to be far from war and never experienced it. I'm reminded that there are people who need our help. When I sat down to do this painting, I really didn't have an exact idea of what I wanted to do or even really why I was doing it. I just know that I needed to respond in some way. So I sat down at my computer and I sketched it out digitally and even did kind of a color comp. And I actually streamed that live. And then I took and put the painting and transferred it onto the illustration board, kind of reinforced my lines a little bit, and then began to paint in really light layers, light washes of fluid acrylics. I don't have a lot of experience with fluid acrylics, and they're kind of a new medium for me, and I'm trying to figure them out. And I'm more of a watercolor guy. At least that's my history. And so figuring out what I want to do with this has been kind of a struggle. But that's part of the adventure. That's part of what we're trying to do. So if you're an artist out there and you're experiencing a heavy feeling or an intense feeling like I have with what's happening in Ukraine, my encouragement to you is to make art about it. I think that's what makes us special as artists, is that we can take something that we're experiencing and create out of it so that others can experience. When I posted the progress painting of this piece online that was just kind of sitting on my table, I had a couple people who messaged me intentionally about their personal experiences with what's happening over there and how they, through my art, were able to process it a little bit more themselves. And I held this so tightly as an artist that I had a moment with them where what I was creating connected with them. And that's a really special thing that we have as artists. And I don't hold that lightly. So if you have a chance and you feel like you need to make something about the war in Ukraine or something else, go ahead. And my encouragement is to do that right now and don't wait another day. You know, we live in troubled times, and my hope for you is that you remember that you are valuable, that you are loved, and that you're worth it. And I hope that this little channel that I've started here can bring a little bit of light into your life. If it did, go ahead and let me know down in the comments what you thought about the topic today. Thanks so much for being here today. Have a great time. We'll see you next video.